3 weeks before the wedding, Marilyn walked out. Everything was nearly finished. Venue secured, ring selected, guest list finalized. But the cracks had started to show. Marilyn had been irritable for days, spending more time with her best friend Camila than with me. Every time I asked if we could finalize the last-minute details, she brushed it off with a lazy wave of her hand. "You love being in charge anyway," she'd mutter. That sentence lingered in my mind. I didn't argue. I just looked at her and said, "We're supposed to be a team, Marilyn." She rolled her eyes and disappeared into the bedroom. The following day, Camila came over. They whispered in the kitchen, laughing like I wasn't even standing in the next room. Marilyn told me they were headed to the spa to relax. She never came back that night. No call, no message. I assumed maybe she stayed at Camila's, like old times. But by the following afternoon, unease kicked in. I shot her a quick message. "Everything okay?" Later that evening, I noticed her carry-on was missing. Not misplaced, not tucked away, just gone. An hour later, she finally texted, "I'm done. I'm not marrying you. Don't make this harder." That was all. No phone call. No explanation. Just a cold, clipped text. I stared at the screen for a long moment, then locked my phone and waited. I gave her a few hours. Tried calling once. Then again later. No response. Part of me still believed she'd call, offer something. Clarity, maybe remorse. But by the next morning, after more ignored messages, I started shutting things down. I boxed up the wedding binder, closed the gift registry, and began canceling one vendor at a time. Venue, florist, caterer. The next morning, another message came through. I was at work when I saw it. From Maryland. Landed. Needed space. I maxed your card for the getaway. Booked a suite, spa. Grabbed a few things. You always said I deserved the best. Used the platinum. Hope that's fine. I blinked at the screen, rereading it twice. Then I opened the credit card app. The balance? Almost maxed. $19, $700 in pending purchases. She didn't just escape. She went luxury. Hotel Indigo Laguna. First-class airfare. Upscale spa packages. Designer perfumes. Electronics from a flagship store. Luxury handbags. The card had always been off-limits for personal shopping. She was an authorized user, sure, but we only ever use it for shared things, especially after getting engaged. I reread the message and didn't reply. Instead, I dialed American Express. "Hi, this is Richard Ellis. I need to report unauthorized activity on my account." I told them everything, how my ex-fiancée called off the wedding and then took a luxury trip, charging nearly $20,000 without discussion. I even read them the message she'd sent. They asked for evidence. I confirmed I had screenshots. That was enough. They froze her card, flagged the charges, and began a fraud inquiry. Then I filed an online police report. Uploaded all the proof, dates, messages, screenshots. Finally, I responded to her text. "Enjoy the getaway. You'll need the rest." A few hours later, the text started rolling in. "Marilyn, what the hell, Richard? My car got declined at the spa. Fix this. Then, don't ignore me. This is humiliating." I ignored her. I met up with Victor, one of the few friends who wasn't urging me to stay mature about it. He glanced at my buzzing phone and shook his head. His expression said everything: shock, disappointment, a hint of grim humor. She really believed I owed her a luxury vacation after blowing up our engagement. Then she called. I let it ring. Her voicemail came 30 seconds later, voice trembling with phony sadness and fury. "You're being so heartless. After everything I did planning our wedding, you abandoned me? I just needed space. Now I'm stranded. I'm stuck, Richard. No remorse. No ownership." An hour later, Camila rang me. First time since she ghosted me alongside Marilyn. "Richard, seriously?" she snapped. "You reported your fiancée's card stolen?" "She's not my fiancée anymore. She made that clear." "Okay, but this is petty." "She's freaking out. You ruined her trip." "No," I said flatly. "She did that by stealing money to pay for it. She just needed time to think. She should have thought with her own wallet." I ended the call. There was nothing left to discuss. That night, Marilyn left 5 more voicemails, each one sloppier than the last. The final message: "Hope you're proud. I'm being treated like a criminal. Because of you." Still, I didn't respond. I forwarded every recording to the Amex fraud team. By day 3 of silence, she escalated, this time through her brother. The call came at work. I picked up on the second ring. "Richard, it's Alex. We need to talk." I hadn't interacted with Alex much. He always felt distant, like he showed up just to check a box. Now he sounded furious. "What's happening?" "Marilyn says you canceled her return flight and froze the card. She's stuck in California. She stranded herself." I said calmly. "She called off our wedding, then used the honeymoon to treat herself and maxed the card. That's fraud." "She's an authorized user," he said, "for mutual purchases, not post-breakup shopping sprees." He exhaled sharply. "Look, she handled it badly, but this? It's too much. She's family. She left me with wedding bills and no explanation. I didn't ask her to fly to Laguna and blow thousands. She was going to repay you." "With what?" "Her boutique employee discount." He fell silent for a beat. "You're seriously filing police reports?" "She made decisions. Now she faces consequences." I replied, "This isn't about family. It's about theft." "It's not about family anymore. It's about consequences." She was scared now. "Richard, you could have just spoken to her." "I tried. She ghosted me, treated me like an ATM. And now, this is where that landed her." He hung up without a goodbye. That night, Marilyn's mom sent me a guilt-soaked email. 3 paragraphs of emotional pressure. I ignored it. 5 days later, I received a letter, law office header, typed envelope, hand-delivered by a courier. The claims? Intentional sabotage, damaging her reputation, and causing Marilyn Ellis emotional harm, all because I canceled her travel. They demanded I withdraw my fraud complaint with American Express and the police, write a formal apology, and pay $12,000 to compensate for ruined plans, stress, and financial strain. At the bottom, a hazy legal threat loomed. I didn't respond to Marilyn. I called Victor. Victor had connections. He introduced me to a sharp, no-nonsense lawyer named Elena Ree. She read the letter without flinching. To her, it was pure bluff, legal intimidation dressed up to scare me. We reviewed everything. Text, the breakup message, her own admission about maxing the card, and the police report. Elena built a case with clarity, no emotion, just clean, strategic facts. Her response was surgical. 3 pages of calm dismantling. She went through every claim and showed how none held legal weight. She closed with a warning. If they continue trying to smear me, we consider it retaliation and respond accordingly. We mailed it certified. 2 days later, we got confirmation of delivery. Marilyn fell silent, but quiet isn't peace. A week after Elena's letter, a detective called. "Follow-up questions," he said. But this wasn't about details. It was a courtesy call. The case was already active. Marilyn had been formally charged with felony fraud and unauthorized use of a financial instrument. Her attorney had been informed. She was offered a quiet surrender. No cuffs, no spectacle, just a slow unraveling. Her lawyer pushed for a deal. I sat in my car in the company parking lot while it all unfolded. It didn't feel like justice, just a cold correction of balance. Turns out some of her first-day purchases, designer purses, gadgets, high-end cosmetics, were listed for resale online, not emotional impulse buys. Stolen goods being flipped. A week later, I got an Amex alert. Every charge reversed. Refund in process. Investigation closed in my favor. Elena called next, confirmed the rest. Marilyn pled out. No prison, but she's got to repay every cent. 5 years probation. Court-ordered financial counseling. Fraud conviction on her record. Permanent. I finally exhaled. She didn't call. No text, but the quiet now had substance. Her Instagram stories changed too. No more flexing. Just cryptic posts about betrayal and snakes shedding skin. The system had done its part. Now it was time for me to do mine. 3 weeks after the case closed, I signed off on a cabin. Nothing fancy. 2 bedrooms, creaky old floors, a porch overlooking the lake. Found it while canceling honeymoon bookings. Drove out that weekend. It was quiet, rough around the edges, but real. I paid with what I recovered, wedding refunds, and used honeymoon funds. Victor helped with the move. He dropped the toolbox on the porch, surveyed the trees, and gave a half smile. Feels like something a man does when he's rebuilding. I didn't correct him, but in my head, it wasn't about rebuilding. It was disconnecting, letting the static die out. Victor paused, looked at me. Think she'll ever reach out? I told him I didn't need her to. If she wanted closure, she could talk to her probation officer. Some mutuals tried to stir the pot. Camila messaged me under the pretense of just checking in. I deleted it. Alex never followed up. Marilyn's parents disappeared again. It wasn't revenge. It was just life, finally moving forward. Then one quiet Wednesday, as I wiped dust from the porch railing, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hey, don't know if you'll even read this. I've been thinking about us. I know things went bad. But truth is, it started to feel off. Like we were just settling. I didn't want that. I know I hurt you. I just didn't know how to leave. No name. Didn't need one. The tone was hers. I stared at it, then hit block. No anger. No satisfaction. Just finality. She didn't just lose money. She lost a version of me who'd have stood by her, forgiven her, held on too long. That version? Gone. I'd spent 5 years trying to build something with her. Now, I was building something without her on firmer ground. No shared passwords. No shared debt. Just me and the quiet certainty that this time I'd chosen myself.